recently purchased this Pet-Tato tot set, and it does say it's for ages 2 and up. And so I wanted to give you the measurement on the smallest part or smallest piece that's in here, give you the measurements and also give you an idea of what you're looking at in regards to small pieces. So if you got like small children, will they be able to handle this? Will they be able to play with this? Is a 2-year-old actually a realistic age expectation for this? All right. So the smallest piece of all of the pieces here, I would say is going to be this one. Now it is going to be relatively long. Okay. But if we take that part out, I do want to give you the measurement on it. So first of all, the length on that little thing, it's going to be about 1 5/8 inches, 1 3/4 inches. All right. So from there to there. And then this is going to be like a little bunny piece. So designed for to put on the head. That's going to be about 1 5/8 inches long. And then height on that is going to be about maybe 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch, depending on if you include from here to here or from here to the top. And then thickness on this, hard to see with that. So let me do that one. Going to be less than 1/4 of an inch, right? So this is probably going to be the smallest piece. I feel like it's not an issue with, a child swallowing it or anything like that, just because of the size of this. Now this could obviously go into a mouth, because of how narrow this part is. So that could definitely happen, especially with these smaller pieces that are here. So as long as your child is old enough where they're not actively sticking things into their mouth that could become wedged in there, then that shouldn't be an issue. Now, in regards to playability with this, it is going to be relatively easy for any child to do this, as there's not really a right and wrong way to play with this. So as long as your child is able to grasp things and put things together, then this would work for their age group. So for example, I've got a potato body, and then I've got one of the feet, right? So this is just going to go down in here. Now you do have to, if you just set it down, it's not going to do it. You do have to push it inside of each other, and then pulling it apart could also be an issue for younger children, right? So in that regards, I would say it does need to be older than 2, because my guess is I've got 3 kids. I don't believe they had the motor skills to push and pull these harder things apart. So you're going to be helping them a lot, putting them together and pulling them apart, just because it's kind of difficult once it gets inside of there to get it back apart on there. All right, so that's going to be the bottom. Let's go and look at the top. Again, it's got that same exact thing. So I'm going to push it in. Difficult to push in. Again, a 2-year-old's probably not going to be able to do that. And then pulling out, okay, again, I can easily do it, but it's not going to be very easy if you're talking like a 2-year-old, right? So can they pull these off? Maybe. Will they be able to push all these down? Probably not. So you're going to find yourself helping a good bit with this. Okay, this is going to be the beak that it's designed to come with. So we're just going to put that onto there. And this is designed to fit right over the top. And then this comes with wings as well that you can use if I wanted to use those on there. I'm not sure which side goes where. Yeah, it looks like it goes like that. Okay, so this is going to come with wings. So I'm just going to stick those on there. I could throw a tail on there. Let's just throw a rooster tail on the back. Looks like a rooster tail. Put that on there. Okay, so again, getting it in and out. These pieces are a bit easier than the top and the bottom. Same thing with the front. So that's easier to get in and out. So the top and the bottom are more difficult to get in and out than the rest of it. Once it's assembled, you're not really going to have any issues with the 2-year-old playing with this at all. You do have the wings are going to move, the tail is going to move. These can obviously be turned around, upside down, etc. The base part, although it can be moved, the same thing with the top, although it can be moved, it really only has one function. Like, it just kind of looks wonky. It just looks backwards. But those can be moved. The base, though, cannot, because of the shape of this. So that can't be moved until you like turn it all of the way around on there. So it can be moved like forward and backwards a little bit, but that's really it on that base. So hopefully that gives you a general idea of the best age range for this specific toy, whether it will work for your child or not.